bring the energy. Purim is behind us. We're approaching Pesach. Pesach is the beginning of the approach to Matan Torah. And as the Sefer HaChinuch writes, it's like Eved Yishaf Tzel, that we have a longing to be at Matan Torah. We have a longing to receive the Torah, to become Avdei Hashem. We know that when Amalek came, it was because Shirafu Yedehem Mina Torah, that the Jewish people became lax. Doesn't mean that we weren't participating or engaged in the Torah, but it was with a lackadaisical approach. And that's why Amalek came. However, one of the great Roshei Yeshiva of the Mir in Yerushalayim, Rabbi Baruch Finkel Zatzal, he asked an important question. There's no mitzvah of Matan Torah yet, of Talmud Torah. When Amalek came, we didn't even receive the Torah. So how could there have been a punishment to that magnitude for sort of learning in a weak, uninspired way if there was no mitzvah to study Torah anyway at that point? Then he goes through various approaches. I want to share with you his final answer, which is that he found that Rashi explains in Sefer Yechezkel that the pshat is not that the Jewish people study the Torah in a weak way, but they were weak in their approach to Kabbalat HaTorah, milikabel et HaTorah. Rafu yedehem milikabel et HaTorah. They hadn't yet received the Torah, but for a moment, for a couple of days there, they lost their enthusiasm. They were just going through the motions, without appreciating the fact that they're on the path to receiving the Torah. If we understand this approach, that it's not the study of the Torah necessarily, but the excitement and enthusiasm about living the Torah, about accepting the Torah, that's what always has to always have enthusiasm. We can understand why the two people chose to support Moshe Rabbeinu's hands were the specific individuals that they were. Aharon and Hur. Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the mountain. Why? Because when he raised his hands over his ears, he was saying, Hashem, remember the zechut of the Jewish people who said Naaseh and then Nishma. He raised his hands to be above his ears, according to Gaon Mivilna. Why? Because he wanted to remind the Jewish people, like Kadosh Baruch Hu, Naaseh came first. There's no more enthusiastic display when a person says, first yes, and then you tell me the details. Whatever the details are doesn't even matter. First Naaseh, and then I'm going to listen to the details. That was the zechut. Why were Aharon and Hur the ones that were chosen to support Moshe Rabbeinu's hands? Because sometimes enthusiasm wanes. We lose our enthusiasm. Why? Because we see someone else is more matzlech. He's doing better than us. What was Aharon? Aharon was the person who came and he said, Moshe Rabbeinu, my younger brother, he got appointed, so to speak, as the melech, but he never lost his enthusiasm. The pasuk says, that he was happy for his brother. He was able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even though somebody else seems to have been doing a little bit better. Who is Hur? Hur was the one who was killed by the time of the Egel HaZahav. That even when the going got tough, and he was challenged in his devotion to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he never lost his enthusiasm. He was ready to go down with the ship and to support HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the way till the very end. These are the two people who support our enthusiasm. Our job as we approach Pesach, we approach Kabbalat HaTorah, is to retain the Simchat Purim, to retain the happiness and the joy that we experienced on Purim as we go towards Kabbalat HaTorah, not letting things like other people's success or personal distress sort of get in our way. B'ezrat Hashem, as we approach the Kabbalat Torah in that fashion, it's going to be a Kabbalat Torah like unlike any other, but that should bring Mashiach. Rabbi Hanania bar Kasha Omer, Tzagos Baruch Hu Zakot Zavlikach, Hilbadam Torah Mitzvot Shneimah Lachafetz, Matzikol Yidut Torah V'Yadi.